I'm ready.
Okay, we will start now.
Sure, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Okay.
Good evening, everybody. Shri Kumarswami College Ausa welcomes all the honorable dignitaries and participants here on the virtual platform for the national webinar on the topic Digital Tools Empowering Women in Teaching and Learning. The college, Shri Kumarswami College Ausa, is affiliated to Swami Ramananda Tirth Marathwada University, Nanded. It is from Maharashtra. The college has been running a week-long webinar series which is dedicated to women empowerment and has been started on the occasion of the International Women's Day. The chief organizer and chairperson of this webinar series is Honorable Principal Dr. M. Ambedkar, sir. The trustees of the institution have been a strong moral support for all of us, the organizing committee. The webinar series has been started to listen the keynote speeches by the expert resource persons and to have the intellectual discussion on different topics. At the outset of this national webinar, first of all, I would like to welcome the presiding authority of this national webinar, Honorable Principal Dr. M. Ambedkar, sir. I am feeling immense pleasure to welcome Dr. Meenakshi from Government Adarsh College, Harda. Ma'am has the educational qualification M.Com, MBA, MTM. She has also cleared MP Slate and UGC NET. She has 15 years of teaching experience. Ma'am is also a member of Higher Education E-Content Development and Validation Committee of State of Madhya Pradesh. Honorable Ma'am has delivered lectures for many FDPs as resource person. She is certified trainer of NCERT. Ma'am has published more than 15 national and international research papers. She has also published 2 books, and presently she is IQAC coordinator at the college. After this brief introduction, I would like to request Honorable Keynote Speaker to start her keynote speech. Please, ma'am, welcome.
Thank you so much, Dr. Karan, sir. Am I audible?
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
Thank you so much, sir, for this wonderful introduction of mine. Hope I will be able to do justice to whatever you spoke about me. So it is an immense opportunity that sir has given me. I must thank Dr. M. Ambedkar, sir, for organizing such wonderful series for the women empowerment, which is the theme of this particular series is all about women empowerment. So we were very closely associated last time. Also, you run that series for women resource person, and hats off to you, sir, for contributing that much to the higher education and specifically to develop the women, as in to give them that platform. Thank you so much, sir. And I must congratulate the entire college for organizing such program, and all the faculty members and respected participants who have joined here. So let me congratulate all the females over here as happy International Women's Day. We have celebrated Women's Day yesterday, and I must congratulate all the wonderful ladies who are present here for this International Women's Day celebration. And I must also thank all the male members who have joined us to encourage all of us. So that ways it is a great pleasure for me. So the theme which is given by sir, and I must say one more that has added to the flavor of this Women's Day is the theme which is given by UNESCO, the theme which is prescribed for Women's Day. That is, sir, I'm sharing my screen.
Yes, yes.
Kindly let me know if that is visible.
Visible.
Yeah.
So the theme of International Women's Day is Digital Innovation and Technology for Gender Equality. And we also know that the gender equality is also one of Sustainable Development Goal 5. And we have been introducing this goal. We have been doing so many programs related to this goal in our higher education, institutions. I'm very sure you all must be doing all these, programs related to these sustainable development goals. So all the goals are there for the sustainability, but yes, this fifth goal, which is related to gender equality, that is a very important goal. And sir is very, very well, doing his great contribution in this regard. So I must focus on instead of focusing on gender equality, I must change this word to gender equity and not the gender equality, because there has to be equity first, then only equality will be assured. And some of you might be having some contradictory views related to equity and equality. So let me tell you what exactly is all about this International Women's Day 2023. They have given us a theme of embrace equity, and they have given a symbol. So you have to embrace equity like this. So I just wanted to show this also. So you have to embrace equity. So what exactly equity and equality is all about? This picture is related to equality, wherein all the people, all the three of them, a man, a girl, or maybe a boy, a girl, and a small child, which we can consider him as a minority. So they are given equal stools, they are given equal platforms from where they can access the match. And that is equality. But if I talk about equity, equity is basically ensuring the the facility which you are giving it to the people based on their needs. If you are giving them the facility so that they'll be at the equal level, so that is equity. Let me give you one more example of equity and equality. So equality is, they have given bicycles, almost the similar bicycles is given to all, and maybe this person is not able to ride this bicycle with ease. Maybe again this person is not able to ride this bicycle with ease, and similarly a girl which is, or maybe a person who is not physically fit, he or she is physically disabled or physically challenged. So that ways equality is not a thing which has to be which will serve the purpose. So that ways equity has to be maintained. The things or the facility which you are giving, or the platforms which you are giving, ensure equity in the sense that it should be compatible to their requirement. So in that case, you can see in the second case, everyone is having the facility, or everyone is having the resources as per their needs, and they're compatible using those resources. So we should talk about equity first, because if I talk about women in India, तो हम उस स्पेस में है ही नहीं. हम हमारी जो रेस जो है वो बहुत बाद में शुरू हुई है. I must say males were considered, Indian society is considered to be a male dominant society, and males जो है वो बहुत पहले इस रेस में हिस्सा ले चुके थे, और हमने बहुत रिसेंटली इस रेस में एम्पावरमेंट में उनकी बराबरी करने में बहुत अभी रिसेंटली हिस्सा लिया है. So I'm not saying कि we don't have the potential, we have the potential, but the only thing is, since we have joined this race a little later, so that ways we should be equipped with the things what I was trying to say about the equality. So let me tell you this, I must use this quote that equality is giving one a shoe, but equity is giving everyone a shoe that fits. So that means based on their requirement, we have to provide them the shoe. That is the equity, and we will talk about equity here. As and when we'll talk about women empowerment, we'll not talk about equality, we'll definitely talk about equity. So today's topic, which is given by respected Baker sir to me, that the 21st century, the digital skills, or I must say ICT skills, how they are important for teaching learning. So I must ask you the first question: why this 21st century digital skills is important in teaching and learning? Because here I just wanted to quote one, a very famous quotation. That is, illiterates of 21st century will not be those who cannot read and write. They'll be those who cannot learn, unlearn, and relearn. So that is what we have to do as in female, because I must say, and I'm proud to share this particular thing, that teaching industry is the only industry wherein the female dominance is prevailing. Okay, females are very much into teaching. If you talk a case of any particular specific college, you will find majority of the teachers are female, and there is less percentage of males there. In almost every institution, the same case is like this only, but yes, exceptions are always there. So I'm talking about general teaching profession. So we have a female dominance here. So that ways, I just wanted to quote this, that we need to learn the things, we need to unlearn the things, and we should know how to relearn it. So that ways, if you wanted to be in the digital world, to be equipped with all ICT skills, with all 21st century skills, you should know how to unlearn whatever हमने जो traditional practices जो teaching learning में adopt किए थे, what all traditional practices with which we used to teach our students, face-to-face communication was there, traditional teaching learning pedagogies were there. We have to replace all those pedagogies with the new latest technologies. Maybe you should use ICT into your classrooms. You should use the concepts of digital Bloom's taxonomy. You should use the concepts of various things related to hybrid learning, or maybe flipped classroom, blended mode of learning. So that ways, all those things has to be incorporated. You need to unlearn the things, and you need to relearn many new things. So that is why 21st century digital skills are very important. I am quoting few figures which is related to the recent UNICEF has given a report very recently, around a month back. They have issued a report, and they have actually issued this report on the occasion of 8th March only. They have given it on their website. According to them, there is a gender inequality in the digital world, and the gender inequality in the physical world is replicated in the digital world as such. जैसा हमें physical world में face करना होता है, females are considered to be not very qualified, not very perfect for that particular of a particular place. So similar is the case with in the digital world also. So there is a gender inequality in the digital world also. With the females, there is a large gap in women and girls' digital adoption, because the access is very less. Still, we can find in villages, boys are given preference in terms of they will be given some handsets, they'll be given devices. to go for their studies, but still there are, I must say, majority of the girls still don't have those devices, still don't have those accessibility to those devices. So the gender gap in the digital access is also there. And I must say one more thing, which is meaningful digital use is not there. Even if the girls are given with the given mobiles, they don't know how to use them, how to use it actually. So I must say, girls should be given proper basic education, then the digital education, then the financial education also. The financial literacy also has to be provided, because I'm from finance background, so I always focus on financial literacies in my session, and specifically to women, financial literacies must, because if you are financially stable, you can do wonders. So that ways, a girl has to be digitally and financially literate. And boys use more digital platform. This is the report. These are not my figures. These are the figures which is being published in that report. Boys use more digital platforms as compared to girls. And roughly, I must say, 46% of the boys use internet, while only 27% of the girls use the internet for their for their education purpose, or maybe for some other purpose. And this is a terrific data, I must say. This is again a data which is given in that report only, which says that more than 50% of the world's women are offline. So this is something which needs to be catered upon. So the reason why it is there, first reason is the digital literacy is not there. Second is access is not there. And the third is online safety is not provided. The reasons are this only because they have got lack of digital literacy, lack of access to the device, and the women are not at all safe online. Because you can always see, if you see a woman, writing something on, or making friends, or doing some Insta post, so he or she, she is always tends to be under that, camera, or maybe she is always under, surveillance. So that ways she is not at all safe online. And the barriers to digital education is, the key barriers to women digital education is the men are more in, the digital inclusion is more in men as compared to women or girls. The second is, again, as I said, of course, there is a digital divide, but the digital divide for female is much more wider as compared to males. Because I have already, said, as per that report, there is less access to device and less access to data and less access to network for girls specifically. Social norms, yes, this is a major problem in India, that social norms don't allow us to, go for, even if a girl wants to have a good laptop, specifically in rural areas, I must say, she may not be given that laptop, or she may not be given that device as compared to a boy. If that boy will ask, that boy will be given that. And the last is the lack of digital safety, as I've quoted it earlier also. Why there is a need of digital literacy? What exactly is a digital literacy? We'll talk about that. Digital literacy includes both the skills to functionality and would be able to use internet and digital technology, as well as knowledge on how to go safely, securely, with trusted informations and protected data. So that ways, digital literacy includes how you are using that thing, how safely you are using that, digital devices. In many countries, gender inequality means that women and girls have lower level of education. It is always considered that, and it is a truth also. Males are considered to be highly educated, and females or women are still somewhat lesser in their education. So they cannot practice that digital content. They cannot use that digital content at ease. So that is why I quoted now, basic education is necessary, then digital education is necessary, and apart from that, the financial education is necessary to bridge this gender divide, gender digital divide is also there. And digital literacy is closely linked to access. So the developing digital literacy and bridging the digital divide can be transformational and is key to closing the issues of gender, digital inequality. If that is persisting, there has to be a bridge to fill the gap. I must say, it is not the strongest of the species that survive. It is not the most intelligent that survive. It is the one that is most adaptable to change will definitely survive. So in that case, what we have to do is, as teachers, we have to adapt the change. That is why I am saying, if we will adapt this change, we will be able to implement the change in the society as well. Because teachers are considered to be the nation builders. As a teachers, what we can do, it is always said, if you teach a man, only he'll be educated. If a male is educated, only he will be educated. But if a female is educated, she can educate a generation. So that ways, what we have to do as teachers is, we can make this change happen. We all have seen the pedagogical transformation after COVID. The scenario has been totally changed. The concept of sage on the stage has been transformed to the guide by the side. Today's teachers are not mere teachers. They are more of facilitators. They're more of guide. They're more of friend. And you can see these days students are not very passive. They are very active. We can find very active students who actually co-creates the learning process along with the teachers. So you can make out that she's a teacher, and you cannot make out the difference between a teacher and a student. They are co-creating the learning process. So they have to be guided by the side. And what else we have to do as teachers, specifically as female teachers, we have to shift our teaching from the traditional mode to the online mode. The traditional mode says that you open this page number, you have to solve this equation and this and that. But if I talk about the online mode, what you have to go for is, here is an example of a blended mode of learning, wherein the teacher has given the assignment already via an activity which is uploaded at 7 p.m. and the teacher is asking that the submissions of the assignment is at 11:59 p.m. So that way there is a shift, and we need to adopt this shift as soon as possible. This is about online learning. I think all of you know what exactly is online learning, what are synchronous modes, what are asynchronous modes, and how to deal with the things. I'll just quickly move on to the synchronous and the asynchronous modes. So synchronous mode is what we are doing it right now. The live webinars or the instant messaging or the video conferencing, all these are the the synchronous mode, wherein the students and the teachers, they learn at the same place, where the teaching learning happens in real time. And there is a possibility of engaging the students. This kind of teaching is more effective as compared to asynchronous mode. You can get instant feedbacks, and you can clarify the things as and when the doubts happen in the class only. And if I talk about asynchronous mode of learning, it includes emails. If you are sending PDFs or notes via email, if you are writing blogs, and if you are sharing it with your students, they will learn at some other point of time. Your pre-recorded videos, if some video is recorded for the purpose of giving training to the students or teaching certain lessons, so that way those videos can be recorded at one point of time, and the students can view it at some other point of time. So the learning happens at different levels, and the communication don't happens in live. The communication don't happens in real time. This is very convenient for the teacher and students both, but it is not that effective as we have dealt with the synchronous mode. It allows the students to work at their own pace. So that ways, this is the difference between synchronous and asynchronous mode of learning. What we can do to adopt the technology into teaching, because we are talking about the technology, and gone are the days when it was said that technology is man's world. No, it is not like that. Technology is no more a man's world only. It is both, women are also into the technology. They are also at the same pace into the technology as men were. So that means we should include communication or connection tools in our teaching learning. We should incorporate interactive teaching learning tools. We should incorporate more of collaboration tools. We should incorporate more of designing and creation tools, wherein you can design your own content, wherein you can design your own e-content, wherein you can, even design the open educational resources, because आने वाले time में open educational resources का बहुत ज़्यादा scope है. So that ways you should design your content, give it on OERs, publish them on OERs, open educational resources, and you can contribute to the teaching fraternity. This, then next is assessment tools. If I talk about the assessment tools, you should know, if suppose you've communicated well with your students, you have given your teaching in the interactive mode, then you have collaborated with them, or maybe with your peer group, then you have designed the content. But the last thing, last but not the least, you should assess your students well. And we have seen during COVID how we were facing so much, itna problems face kar rahe the hum log on how to assess our students, how to take their exams. So that ways you should know as in teachers how to incorporate ICT, how to incorporate technology for taking the assessments. So let us move to the connection tools first. Most of the tools are very common. You know all these tools, but you should use these tools very frequently to communicate it with your students or to collaborate with them. So you have Google Meet, then Big Blue Button, WebEx, Cisco is there. Then you have Zoom, Microsoft, Jitsi Meet. So that ways all these tools are available. This is an open, open resource. It is again free of cost. You don't have to pay anything. Many a times people don't know about this tool. We always use Google Meet. We use Zoom for taking our meetings or for taking our classes. But Big Blue Button is a very good option, wherein you can connect it with your students. You can send notes. You can take their assessments also in the Big Blue Button. Then talking about teaching tools, means you have to create an environment, a virtual environment via technology. Using technology, you have to create a virtual classroom environment for your students, wherein you can deliver your lectures online. You can provide study material online. You can track the students' progress online. You can even manage their assessments and their grades online. So that ways there are certain set of examples. Canvas is very good. Then you have Google Classrooms, which is a virtual classroom environment, exactly a virtual classroom environment, wherein you can deliver the lectures online, you can give study materials, you can track the student progress, who is performing well, and all those things. Their grades can be managed. All those things are there. And apart from that, Moodle, Blackboard, they are again the online softwares which provides you to go for teaching learning via using your online teaching or use of ICT. So they are known as LMS, the Learning Management System. Next is the collaboration tools. These tools basically allows the educator and students to work together, or maybe if you wanted to work with your peer group, because at times we find certain problems while doing certain research work. If you wanted to collaborate it with your guide, or if you wanted to have certain knowledge sharing with your peer group, so that ways you wanted to have collaboration tools. So you can work on same document using those collaboration tools. You can prepare presentations using those collaboration tools, and you can even create other materials. You can even create your notes using those collaboration tools. So I've already quoted, it includes Asanas, Trello. Asana is a wonderful tool. I always use this collaboration tools. If I wanted to, if I am writing certain research paper and I wanted to create it with one of my friends who is sitting in Mumbai, and we don't बहुत ज़्यादा नहीं मिल पाते, so that means we work online using the collaboration tool Asana. Same ways you can use Trello, you can use Insert Learning. You can have Slack. Even you can use mind maps for collaboration. You can use all these, bundle of Google apps for education, which is again for collaboration purpose. Then if I talk about, suppose you have connected with your students, you have collaborated with them, but talking about teaching learning, you have to engage them effectively in the classrooms. We already had this particular session, the online interactive, online teaching learning tools. So that ways you can use Slido, you can use Padlet, Mentimeter, Peerdeck, Booklab, Padlet. All these are the tools which can be used in the classroom for better delivery of your sessions. Because I just wanted to give you the names, so that if you will explore on your own what exactly is Slido, how it works, or what exactly is Booklab, how it works, because in an hour session it is very difficult to explain each and every tool. So that ways I just give you the names of all these tools, and you can explore it on your own, and I'm very sure you will get mastery on all these small tools, and you will use all these tools for making your classes more engaging, more interactive sessions, for taking better and interactive sessions with your students. Apart from that, you have other also interactive tools. You can use mind maps, as I said. If you wanted to, if suppose I wanted to teach a very complex topic in a simpler manner, mind maps are the best way to do so. Then next is the No Hands app. No Hands app. This is No Hands app by mistake. This is No Hands app. This is No Hands app. It actually allows, it is a random student selector app. If you're teaching online and if you wanted to select the name of a student, and if that student has to give the answer, so that means No Hands app is there. If you will say, we will give you the demo of this No Hands app just after this session. Then you have Slido, as I've already told you. Then you have Alternative 2. Alternative 2 is also a wonderful, with which you can get various alternatives of a same particular, if you wanted to go to get the alternative of Slido, suppose, or if you wanted to have the alternative of Google Meet or Google Chrome, or maybe any software you wanted to have the alternative. This Alternative 2 is a platform wherein you can get various alternatives. Then interactive teaching tools again includes Kahoot, Padlet, MathPickSnip tool, quizzes.com. MathPickSnip tool allows you to, it is for mathematics people. If you wanted to create equations, if you want, at times we face problems while writing equations online on all those things. So MathPickSnip tool is a wonderful tool. Then you may have quizzes for a better assessment of students. Then interactive whiteboards. Interactive whiteboards, they are digital whiteboards that allows educators to create and share the interactive presentations. And I must say that my favorite is AWW, or app. Or app is a wonderful app. Please browse this app, and you will be in love with this app. If you teach online, if you're teaching online, and if you wanted to give an edge of a normal lecture, if you wanted to give some extra in your normal lecture and you wanted to use whiteboards, then Awe app is wonderful app. Then you have Nearpod, you have Jamboards. Jamboards are often used by the teachers. Then you have smart notebooks. And apart from that, there are various virtual reality and augmented reality tools available online, and you can use all these tools to make your lectures more effective, more enriching. Apart from that, as in teachers, this is a time wherein e-content is very much, in demand. I am into the e-content development team of Madhya Pradesh. So at the state level, we have developed more than 3,000 e-content for our students. First years, because we have already, we have already into the NEP, we have already adopted the new education policy, and this is the third batch. We will start with the third batch in this particular session. We are already done with two batches, and for those two batches of the students, we have already created more than 3,000 plus e-content. So that ways, since it is a demand of today's, so you should know what are the different tools wherein आप घर बैठे बैठे ही आपको अगर ये content develop करना है, if you wanted to record your own video and you want to share it with your students, and these are the apps. You can use OBS Studio, you can use Google Slides, you can use PowerPoint, and Microsoft PowerPoint is a very easy option wherein you can even record your videos. Then you can have Cam Studio, you can use Camtasia Studio. You can even use Loom. Loom is a extension. Chrome का एक extension होता है wherein you get the option of recording 5 minutes video, 10 minutes video, and it is very handy. You just have to click a button and it will start. So that ways it is very easy. Plus Cam Studio, Camtasia Studio allows you to record the things, short videos. अगर आपको record करने, you can record all those videos of yours using all these tools. Apart from that, if you are creating e-content, definitely you should know how to edit them, how to अगर आपका पूरा content बहुत अच्छा है, बीच में 2-3 सेकंड के लिए कुछ गलत आपने कोई word use किया, by mistake आपने कुछ ऐसा किया that needs to be edited, that needs to be removed. So that ways you should know how you can edit your videos and audios. If you wanted to work on your audios, you can have Audacity. WavePad is an audio editing tools. Apart from that, if you wanted to edit your videos, VSDC, OpenShot is also a video editing tool. Then Final Cut Pro is there, Filmora Go is there. I must say the Filmora Go and Final Cut Pro, they are the proprietary softwares, but yes, the basic version, the free version, that is equally, वो बहुत easy है, और free version पे भी अगर आप काम करोगे, which is not paid, you don't have to pay anything, उस पे भी आप काम करोगे, तो that allows you with various options of editing your videos, editing your, the audio part, mixing it and all those things. But if you wanted to go for advanced version, then you have to pay. But otherwise, I don't think so. अभी तक मैंने कुछ नहीं pay किया है, and I'm using these softwares for a long time. But if I talk about VSDC, OpenShot, these are the free softwares. Even Audacity and WavePad are also free softwares. Then animation we even हम लोग भी बहुत ज़्यादा fascinate हो जाते हैं if something is shown via animations, so it attracts attention of the students. So if you wanted to be in this industry and if you wanted to excel in your teaching learning, definitely you should use all these animation tools. I must tell you the name of all these tools. बहुत पहले ऐसा कहा जाता था कि आपको एनिमेशन सीखना होता है, it's a big task, it's not your your cup of tea. But no, I must tell you, respected all, animation by using all these animation tools, they're very handy, they're very easy. If I can create animations using Powtoon or Plot Again, even you can also create using all these tools. And Animaker is a wonderful tool. OpenToons or Blender, then Flash, Art of Illusion, they are all free open source softwares. These are the open source softwares. And then Plot Again, Animakers, you can download and you can prepare wonderful animations using all these animation tools. So you should know how to go about, how to you just then once you start exploring, suppose you entered into Plot Again, you have downloaded Plot Again and you have started working on that, then if once you will enter into the things, then sky is the limit. You can create whatever you want. So that ways all these tools works wonders for creating your e-content. And at times we face problems for getting, if I am creating certain content which should be plagiarism free, and if I'm customizing it for my students, so that ways I should get proper images. So for getting the images, you can go to all these sources. These are the sources. Why Not Pix is there, Pixabay is there, Wikimedia Commons is there, Google Advanced Search License, every CC license images you get to know here. Free images, then Shutterstock is there, Unsplash is there, Pixels is there, then Flickr is there. All these are the sources from where you can get images. The only thing is, जहां आपको लगता है कि हाँ credit देना है, you have to give even if CC license images are there, you need to give them due credit. That's what you just have to do. So that ways you can get images, and that too free of cost. Apart from that, if you wanted to give e-tutorials, or if you wanted to get, आपको पता है कि आपके पास आपने you have created your lectures, you have created wonderful animations, even you have created graphics and all those things, but still the content has to be there. So for if your students wanted to learn something more, so that ways you should suggest them the Open Educational Resources, National Digital Library, then Swayam Prabha, EPG Pathshala, CEC, NCRT, NIOS, IGNOU. They provide you with wonderful, e-text or the tutorials. You don't have to regenerate them. You can take them as it is from these portals. So that is there. Apart from that, I usually take sessions on this. This is mind mapping tools. You can use mind mapping tools. Mind mapping tools are nothing but, these are the tools with which whatever is there in your mind, if you are explaining it to your students in the form of graphs, so that means you are creating mind maps. And these are the tools, and all these tools are freely available. You don't have to pay. The only thing is you need to invest your time into all these tools. Once you start investing here, you will get wonderful rate of returns in your upcoming years. So that ways, being a finance professor, I'm telling you, kindly invest your time here. Because money is not involved, only time. Your time will be precious here. Canva is my favorite. I prepare all my brochures, all my flyers, all my even if I am customizing certain PDFs for my students, I always use Canva. Some material is there on internet, but we as in teachers, it is our responsibility to tell them what to read, how to read, and what is the way, how you can get the content. So that way, using Canva, I prepare all my brochures, even the study material for the students. Then Krita is an open source software. Then Design Wizard is there. Blender is again an open source software. Apart from that, all these are the open source softwares. Drawpad, Vim, MyPaint, Inkscape. Using all these tools, you can easily, create wonderful graphics, and you can enrich your content, your study material. Then you have different presentation tools. You can even design your presentations using PPT, Microsoft PowerPoint, Google Slides, Ensotori, Poplet, Bitable, Visme, Canva, Crazy. So that all you can use for your for giving wonderful presentations in your classes. I personally use Prezi, then PowerPoint. Apart from that, Canva. These are three, which is my favorites. I use all these. It's up to you. आप जिसमें जाएंगे, ज़्यादा explore करेंगे, you get to know more features, and you will, you can create wonderful presentations using all these tools. Then last but not the least is the assessment or the quizzing tools. You need to assess your students, because for assessing, if you will assess them, you in turn you will assess yourself, how good you are at your teaching. So that ways, these are the different assessment tools. Microsoft Forms, Google Forms, Textmos, Padlets, Kahoot, quizzes, formatives, hot potatoes, polls everywhere. All these are the tools used for assessing your students. So that is there. Apart from that, Google Apps for Education is a bundle of wonderful apps which is available. If you wanted to save the matter, you can have Google Drive up to 15 GB. If you want to create documents, if you wanted to, suppose you wanted to create question papers, if you wanted to create meeting notices and all, docs is there. Then if you wanted to create presentations, slides is there. If you wanted to create budgets, or if you wanted to have the attendance of the students, any record of their students profile, you can use Google Sheets. Then Forms is there, Google Translate is there. Google Calendar organizes your work better. Then Google Classroom, I've already told you, it will create a virtual environment for you. Virtual proper classroom environment is created using Google Classroom. And the future, the scope of e-content is you will be having more of blended learning. Then collaborative teaching learning would be there. Almost we have started with the things, but अभी उतना बाकी है कि मैं classes हो सकता है बेटकर सर के कॉलेज में के स्टूडेंट्स के लिए if I will start taking classes, so that is collaborative teaching. I will invite sir to take lectures in my college, so that is collaborative teaching. It will officially be there. Some teachers would be appointed as an for doing this collaborative teaching learning work. So that would be there. Then usage of multimedia, graphics, GIFs, animations, इसका भी बहुत ज़्यादा scope होने वाला है. Growth of open educational resources would be there. Then 3 A's of learning, anyone, anywhere, anytime can learn. Then concepts of MOOCs already आ गया है, but concepts of meta universities will be coming in. बहुत जल्द ही आने वाला है. We have already seen कि बहुत सारी ऐसी universities हैं. Delhi University has collaborated with चेन्नई यूनिवर्सिटी कि आप बच्चा 2 कोर्सेज जो हैं वो दिल्ली यूनिवर्सिटी से पढ़ सकता है, बाकी के 2-4 कोर्सेज इफ दैट चाइल्ड वांट्स टू डू दे कैन डू इट फ्रॉम चेन्नई यूनिवर्सिटी एज पर देयर mutual there is a mutual contract between, that is a meta university. So that concept would be coming. Then more of learner centric education would be there. So that would be the future scope of e-content, or the future scope of teaching learning. And we have to be equipped with all these digital skills, all these ICT based skills for our for our future generations to come. Because हमें नहीं पता है, हम ऐसी जनरेशन के साथ काम कर रहे हैं जो इन फ्यूचर ऐसे जॉब्स परस्यू करने वाली है जिसके बारे में वो जॉब्स अभी बने ही नहीं है. दे डोंट नो इवन कि वो कैसे वाले जॉब्स परस्यू करने जा रहे हैं इन नियर फ्यूचर. सो वी आर क्रिएटिंग दोस जनरेशंस, एंड एज एन टीचर्स इट इज आवर रिस्पांसिबिलिटी टू लर्न, अनलर्न एंड रीलर्न, एंड be always equipped with the latest changes in the ICT, latest changes in the teaching pedagogies. So I think I shall conclude my session with this quote that start now, start where you are, start with fear, start with pain, start with doubt, start with handshaking, start with voice trembling, but start and don't stop. Start where you are and with what you have. You just need to start. Respect it all. Again, a very happy International Women's Day to all. And women are the largest untapped reservoirs of the talents in the world. Measure once said by Dr. B.R. Ambedkar that I measure the progress of a community by the degree of progress which women have achieved. Yes, it is rightly said कि एक women अगर किसी community में progress करनी होगी तो you can always say that that country or that community is progressing. So I've already quoted this quote that if you educate a man, you just educate him, but if you educate a woman, you educate a generation. So thank you so much all for this wonderful opportunity, for this patientful listening. So I shall conclude my session with this again. Never stops learning, because life never stops you teaching. Thank you so much all. Thanks to the entire fraternity for accepting this session, and thank you so much to Dr. Bedre sir for this opportunity.
Thank you, ma'am.
Over to you, sir.
Thank you, ma'am, for your very comprehensive and detailed lecture on the topic. We have got detailed knowledge about gender equity, about teaching learning tools, about assessment tools, and lot of information we have got. So thank you, ma'am. And now I humbly request all the participants, if you have any question, if you have any doubt, if you want to put your opinion, and if you want to take part in the discussion, please come forward. Please, participants.
Shri Kumar Paute sir, please start from you.
Sir, good evening. It was a really very informative session. It gave us a lot of information about teaching tools. That was really very helpful. If we see the comments here, messages, we'll come to know how important it was, how useful it was, how informative it was. Thanks a lot for organizers as well as for the resource person. Really, we are all very grateful to you for providing such a platform to get very important knowledge. I don't have any doubts, questions. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
He is professor from South India and English professor. Always try to join and discuss with the resource persons. From so many days, it is closed the webinar series, but in new starting event also she is appearing and discussing, encouraging to all of us. Thank you, Paute sir. Thank you.
That's wonderful, Pate sir. Thank you so much for joining.
Thank you. Welcome, ma'am.
Thank you, Shri Kumar sir. And the messages are flooding in the message box, which are telling us about the quality of the lecture, which has been delivered by the honorable speaker. Now, is there anybody else who wants to communicate and discuss? Please.
Yes, sir. This is Manjusha Kaur. Thank you, Dr. Meenakshi ma'am, for sharing such information. It was a very knowledgeable one. Actually, during the pandemic time, we were known about only the Google Classrooms only, frankly speaking. And you has given a lot of information about the tools which can be used. So thanks a lot for the informative session. Thanks, ma'am. And we are waiting for your next session also. Thank you, ma'am. Have a great day.
Thank you, Manjusha ma'am. Thank you for your encouraging word. डेफिनेटली अभी इतना सारा मतलब ये एक जैसे मैंने आपको प्रेजेंटेशन टूल्स के बारे में बताया या कोलैबोरेशन टूल्स के बारे में सो यू हैव सो मच टू लर्न so that means I always keeps myself updating on my tools only जो मैं बताती हूँ कुछ सेशंस के दौरान या क्लासरूम्स में यूज करती हूँ I keeps on updating so that ways बहुत रिसेंटली मैंने अभी कुछ नए टूल्स भी I found out various new tools also and I started implementing those tools and definitely if sir will give me opportunity we can have further sessions also. Thank you so much, ma'am.
Yes, thank you, ma'am. Dr. Bedkar, sir, it's a request that please, if possible, arrange once again the session of Dr. Meenakshi, ma'am, regarding the same. So it's kind request from all the participants, and I'm just requesting to you. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, madam. You are same expecting as like me because the tools are so much useful for our teaching community, and more she is working for the new education policy. And in Maharashtra, it is yet to be adopted from next academic year. So many things we have to learn from you because you are already ahead in that. So how the admission process will be there, how the workload will be distributed, how the syllabus is converted into 4 years, how is the degree, diploma, as you have said that degree Delhi University is collaborated with Madras University, then how will attend the classes online or blended or by physically. So all these problems are still in our mind. So from all participants and from all my colleagues, I request you prepare yourself for new education policy to adopting us in Maharashtra. What are the problems? How it should be adopted? It's the request by me on the same topic also teaching tools as like that Manjusha madam said, and also for the new education policy how to implement on college level. Thank you, madam.
Definitely, sir, I'll do so. With your permission, I'll definitely do so. I'm blessed to be in a state wherein we have already adopted new education policy and we were the pioneers. I think Karnataka was the first and then within 15 or 20 days, we have also adopted. And as मैंने बताया आपको कि हमने 2 batches already pass कर दिए हैं. अभी जो session होगा from July onwards, we'll be taking our 3rd batch. And once again, I'm blessed to be in the e-content development team of Madhya Pradesh. So that ways, I'm getting different flavors of to develop the content for the students. Also, in the validation team of how to deliver it to the students via NEP. So that ways, I'll definitely prepare and I'll definitely share my experiences with you all. Thank you so much.
Thank you, madam. It's need for us also to learn this new idea of education policy from you. Just to spare your time, just inform me. I will organize a speech 1, 2, 3, any lectures, how much lectures you want. Thank you.
Is there anybody else? Please. the speech was very comprehensive and the speech is understood by everybody very well. And it is clear through their messages and compliments. So after this wonderful keynote speech by the speaker, I would like to invite the chairman of this national webinar, Honorable Principal Dr. M. Ambedkar sir, for his studious opinion. Please sir, welcome.
Thank you, Professor Karar sir, all the organizing team members of my college, including Jamutra Kadam sir, Dole madam, and those who have joined here, not seeing their faces, but they are still there, and all the regular participants joining from all over India, those who are encouraging us for this events. And this is the week of Women's International Women's Day. First, it was suggested by Madam, sir, what is the program of this year of Women's Day, International Women's Day. So I first organized her lecture, and when I sent request on our group, there are so much hands come ahead to help me, and it is the very best team of all resource persons, those who are trying to deliver, send their spread their knowledge through this dais. And it's the Women's International Day, but every woman is supporting this day with their different ideas, and it is useful one. Because someone want to speak on law, someone want to problem, someone want to progressive women in all the fields. So in every dimension, this topic is covered within next 1 week. So thank you, madam, for introducing here so much different tools. Still, I am also new for them, and from tomorrow I will try to make the brochures and all these things with your idea of canvas. I will try to use it, certificates also, I assure you. In new education policy, these tools are useful one. We have to adopt the blended learning, teaching, evaluation process. So all are should be in the e-technical way and useful to all, time saving and more correctly in touch with all the students, student centric one. So as per all, from my all participants, I request you to just continue this type of lectures as per your availability in future also, and few lectures on new education policy also. Thank you, madam, for sparing, for accepting our invitation, and for delivering the informative and best speech for us. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir, again from the bottom of my heart. And thanks to all the wonderful participants for being so interactive and for sharing their, comments here. So thank you so much, sir. मुझे भी हर एक सेशन के दौरान बहुत सारी चीजें सीखने को मिलती हैं. And thank you so much to all the participants. Thank you, sir.
Still retired teacher also, Shelke sir is there. Also, Dr. Harendra Singh sir is also joining daily. He want to speak something, but muted from himself. But those messages which are in the message box shows that they have given best compliments for us, your speech. Thank you, madam.
Now the last segment of this national webinar is vote of thanks. First of all, I would like to thank today's honorable keynote speaker, Dr. Meenakshi Rathi ma'am, who has delivered a very nice lecture. It was excellent one, and all the participants have benefited it, and it became visible through their words, through their messages. So thank you, ma'am, for sparing time for us and delivering this lecture. I also thank the chairman of this national webinar, Honorable Principal Dr. M. Ambedkar sir. The webinar series has been translated into reality only because of his efforts. So on behalf of the organizing committee and the participants, I am very thankful and grateful to you, sir. I also thank the whole of organizing committee members who are taking pains to arrange this webinar series. I thank all the participants from different corners of the country and from different parts of the world who are sparing their time, and they are communicating their valuable discussion so that our knowledge can be enriched and it can be beneficial for the individuals, for the society, and for the nation. So thank you, participants. And now I request all the participants, please fill feedback link so that you can have your certificate. Thanks to all. Thank you very much. We shall meet tomorrow. Thank you.
Thank you, madam. We will keep this for 5 minutes. You can leave and take rest.